All right, take two. This is a shock replacement, replacing stock shock absorbers with M2 shock absorbers from Marcus McBain. Isn't that a beauty? So, the purpose is get the old shock out and the new shock in. First off, undo the top and bottom bolts on the existing shock. This process is made easier because I removed the Tupperware plastics first. So that's something to think about. I don't know if it's possible to do this without removing Tupperware, but I've never heard of anyone who actually successfully did it that way. Okay, when you get to the point where the bolt can come off with your fingers, it's best to remove it that way so that you don't lose the bolt. It's not that critical with the lower bolt, but the upper bolt can fall off inside the engine, and that can be a bear. Okay, lower is off. Warm day here in Texas. I don't know if you've ever been to Texas, but there's nothing between Texas and the fires of hell but a barbed wire fence, and it's down. Again, I loosen the bolt until I can get it off with my fingers, and then I get it off gently with my fingers so that when it comes off, it's in my hand. If you do lose one of these under the engine, you can use a magnetic part retriever to get it. Ask me how I know. All right. Next step is we need to elevate the Spyder until you can slide the bolts out. All right, so as it starts to come up, almost there. Oh, there it is. You reach that magic point when the bolt just pulls out. That's where the pressure is neutral. Everything is balanced. The pressure at the shock tower is balanced. All right, and the top and the bottom come out just that simply. All right. Next is the most frustrating part of doing a shock change. The idea is we're supposed to get the shock out of its channel. It's captured at both the top and the bottom by pieces of metal. So what we need to do is first get the bottom of the shock pointed through this hole in this little triangle here between the lower arm and the plastics, because what we're going to do is use the weight of the motorcycle to force this through that hole to free the shock. Note to self, don't hold that thing with your hand and let the floorboards get you. All right, now let's see if it's finally there we go. Whew. So there it is, out with the old. Whew, dang. Yep, I'm going to be sporting some bruises tomorrow. For sure. Alright. Now goes in our beautiful M2 shocks, which are much better than regular M2 shocks, because they have that all-important blue spring. The red springs are good, but the blue springs have got to be better because they match my motorcycle. So we went for the blue ones. After all, if you can't color coordinate your springs to your motorcycle, what else can you do? Alright, so put in the top bolt first. There it goes. Easy peasy. Thread it on. Get the bolt at least, the nut at least finger tight on the bolt so that it won't be going anywhere. Finger tighten it until you can feel the thread lock kick in. There it goes. Alright. Now, I'm going to slowly let it down. That's okay. So now it's pedal balls. Okay, well, I've gone past the point, the magic point. So now we can jack it back up bit by bit, looking for the moment when this is going to fit. Okay, a little more. More. There we go. That's it. Again, bolt is going in from the back to the front because I'm going to put front tie-down ring on the threads at the front of this shock mounting bolt. Whew. All right. Finger tight on both sides. Now let's tighten it up. I'm mindful to not over tighten these bolts because there is a Heim joint at the top and bottom of these shocks. And I know the Heim joint can crush too much force. Sometimes bolts enough that they crush it, stay wet, but loose enough, it will crush it. Let's just hope it's very little. Okay, that feels good and snug. So now let's do it to the bottom. It's just like that, I think. All right. All right. Seems like that'd be good. Shocks are mounted. The only remaining step is to put the Tupperware back on, but that is for a different video. So there you have it. Shocks.